would you do in those conditions if you were thrown into?
I'd crawl up and die. Yeah, especially minus 40 degrees.
I know.
Which was, well, the first week was minus 40 degrees. I remember thinking, I don't know if you remember that scene when the airplane malfunctions, I have to sit up in the snow. And that was our first day, and I thought, we're never going to finish this film. It's impossible. And cameras were malfunctioning, and equipment wasn't working. And I thought, it's ludicrous.
But you said it as something very primal. It triggered something very primal in you. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, the script kind of did. The script read like a 19th century epic poem. To me, something like The Ancient Mariner or something. It was, and also the little boy and myself, I just thought it'd be great to be out with a bunch of guys. A cliff face or a rock face, and doing manly things.
Well, January and February seems to be like an annual event for us to get to see you in these sort of really physical roles. What is it that I guess is inspiring you to take these on sort of in this quick succession? Is it doing one successfully and getting offered more of them, or
that's essentially it. This film Tekken came out 4 years ago or 3 years ago. They're offering me a lot of these action films. I think my knees can maybe another year, and after that, that's it.
So you got to write it out.
I'll write it out for at least a year. Yeah, we're doing Tekken 2 at the moment. It's a lot of fighting and killing and stuff.
You worked with Joe Carnahan on A-Team as well.
Yeah.
I'm curious, was he the same director while making this film? Like, did he have...
Kind of, pretty much. I mean, I think The Grey was very much his little love child. So I think he was more sensitive than he was in the A-Team, But Joe's he's an alpha male. He's a throwback to those directors from the 30s and 40s. I think. Hathaway, Howard Hawks, John Ford. He's a real throwback to those guys. I love that director. Catherine Bigelow is the same. She's the governor. And Joe has to. I love that. I love having a leader. And especially on a shoot like this, in these conditions, you need someone who's in charge. Knows what they're doing.
How did your initial read of the script compare to how it actually played out on set?
Pretty. After the initial draw of reading it, and genuinely kind of falling in love with it, I then thought, how the fuck is he going to shoot this thing? You have extremes of temperature and winds and stuff, and then wolves and raging rivers and stuff. It's like, how is he going to shoot this thing in 40 days? But he did. He did it. Yeah.
We talk about him being sort of a leader, but I mean, you're the leader of this sort of ensemble. Like, what sort of, I guess, responsibility, if any, did that place on you in terms of, commandeering this little unit as you guys survive through these various set pieces and everything?
I don't know. I like to be on time every morning, not keep a crew waiting, and not keep my fellow actors waiting. I try to set the standard in that. Like if I had to be on set at 7:30, I'm on set at 7:30 and ready. I'm a big stickler on that. You don't keep people waiting. Certainly not movie crews. And it's an unfortunate thing in our business. We're constantly reading stories of people misbehaving, and I hate it because it reflects on me. That's my craft. It's my professionals, co-professionals. So that's what I did. I just made sure, okay, I'm the lead actor, so I'll be there on time and be the first out in the snow if I have to be, whatever,
Your persona in these films that we're talking about is so alpha male. I mean, do you find that that's something that's natural for you in your own life?
No. That's why I love Carnahan. He's a leader, man. I'm so not a leader, you know. I can play them, but I'm not in life. I'm not.
So is it very satisfying to play that?
Yeah, it's great. It's great fun. It's because I know I'm the opposite, you know.
How much did the story and the character, and even maybe the actual shoot itself, prompt you to come to terms with your own mortality and reflect on
Well, that's when you reach the age of 59 and a half, you do reflect a lot on why we're on this planet, what we're doing, you know. It's a constant. It is with me, anyway.
Is that partly why you think you connected so much to?
Maybe it was, yeah. I wasn't consciously, but I knew certainly the emotional range of this guy, I knew I could access with a certain amount of ease. And I don't say that as a brag, but it was a comfortable fit. You know?
What do you hope the audience takes from this film?
I hope there's a bit of a joyride to it. There's a good, thrilling film, and there's an element of horror in it. There's also an element of spirituality. But there's a good ride. I mean, I know that's a cliche, but hopefully they'll be intrigued by it. And it's not your normal survival movie, you know.
Because you can't play a theme, but this movie is both very visceral and also sort of mythic at the same time. How do you sort of juggle those sort of larger, sort of metaphorical ideas as you're? Do you just deal with each day very simply, or do you have to actually?
Very simply. I mean, certainly when I read the script and reread it, I could see those elements there, you know. And I mean, I love Greek mythology, and there is a mythological element to this film, you know. But yeah, the rest of that I would leave up to Julie, the editor, you know, and just try and play each scene for the truth of it, and all the cats do as well.
Is it easier to do that in a movie like this than it would be in something like the A-Team or Clash of the Titans, or things that are more fantastical?
Is it easier?
Is it easier to just find the truth of a scene in a movie like this, where it is very sort of immediate and visceral, than it would be in a movie that is more fantastical?
Well, certainly in the fantastical ones, you still have to make them real. You know what I mean? You have to. Like we just finished reshoots on Wrath of the Titans, you know, and I'm playing Zeus, and my buddy Rafe was playing Hades, you know. And we're saying fantastical things to each other and about each other, you know? But you still have to try and make it real, you know, within that convention, within that genre, you know. So, and sometimes it's easier than other genres. Sometimes it's not. It depends on the writing, you know.
Well, I talked to Sam Worthington actually yesterday, and he was talking about how he felt like there were aspects of the first Clash of the Titans that were not as strong, particularly sort of the characters and the story. Were there things that you were unhappy with in the first one that you wanted to sort of explore or reinvent for the second?
I thought